welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy. Today we are on part 24, and I can tell we're on the final chapters of the game. Today we'll be taking Professor Bin's History of Magic class. So let's go in and let's take a look. Let's get it.
In today's lesson, we will cover a truly thrilling event. The Goblin Rebellion of 1752 and all its triumphant tragedy. But more specifically, we will address the devastating effects it had on the wizard milling industry. Actually, we do know the number. 632. But history occurs outside the classroom. And look, it's time for my constitutional. One can practically osmose the history flowing through Hogwarts.
I think the professor wants us to follow him.
And now for a stroll to the bell tower entrance hall. Along with the rest of the castle, it was completed in the early Middle Ages. The hall and the bell towers that loom above it contain...
If you fail History of Magic, you're doomed to repeat it. The class, that is.
I can kind of see why many wizards and witches that attend Hogwarts find Professor Bin's class very boring.
Good to see you again. Recovered from that nasty bout of dragon pox, have we?
That wasn't me, Professor. I'm new here.
Are you? Well then, welcome. No doubt you're eagerly anticipating my analysis of various wizarding councils, codes, statutes, and of course, goblin rebellions. Not all goblins are rebellious. Some venture into wizarding politics, such as Eargit the Ugly. Some are talented artisans, such as Bragbor the Boastful.
Did you say Bragbor? I know that name. Lord Gok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock.
Well known for his metalwork. I would imagine much of his goblin wrought iron and silver has survived to this very day. Where were we? Oh yes. Back to our class topic for today. Grimbold Weft. Another notable historical figure. He's right nearby.
Revelio.
Students can find him on display.
This isn't...
He is very monotone, and even though he finds it interesting, doesn't portray it as interesting to us as students. So let's read a little more about this goblin artifact, and let's go find other things that he wants us to look for. So let's go look the field guide pages for what he's tasked us to get. So, you know, just gotta use Revelio quite a bit. There we go, we got Grimbold Weft, what he was asking us to search for.
Oh yes, I see you found Grimbold Weft.
Yes, I rather enjoyed seeking him out.
The thrill of the scholarly pursuit. I know the feeling quite well. Now, let's turn our attention to the agreeability and general good nature of Sir Ashbuttle. He's also nearby. See what you can learn from him for your next assignment. Standing in eternal but symbolic watch of the bell tower is a retinue of loyal knights, or rather, statues.
These bits of broom are all that's left of a witch called Celine Wartnobby.
Looks like we have another field guide page for a broken broom. But you know what? At least this class is helping us find a lot more field guide pages, so that's a plus. That's always a plus.
Her experimental lunar apparition charm. She was never seen again. Perhaps she succeeded. I suppose
His
we'll never
fame was
know.
not won by vanquishing foes in single combat, nor by slaying bloodthirsty dragons.
This is a centuries-old likeness of Pangadon.
Revelio.
Fearless mouse hunter and devoted study companion. People have always loved their
Here we
pets.
go. We got another field guide page for what is known as a wooden cat. That is interesting. And look, we're 20 out of 25 in terms of finding field guides for this mission.
Wagadu's history is, well, a bit different than that of Hogwarts, to say the least.
Alright, here we go. We got another one for a waving knight. That's pretty cool. All the enchantments making ordinary objects, ordinary things magical. That's what's so awesome and interesting about this wizarding world. Alright, let's tell Professor Binns
Professor
what we
Binns,
found.
I found the statue of Sir Athpottle.
Ah, well done. Alas, Sir Athpuddle's affability was his undoing. Died instantly trying to befriend a basilisk. Eye contact is not always to be encouraged. So beloved was he that even some goblins mourned his passing. Of course, that did not bode well with the rest of the goblins, most of whom could not abide mourning the loss of a wizard.
Pity goblins and wizards can't get along.
True, but imagine how dull my lectures would be without goblin rebellions to discuss. History does tend to repeat. It is a series of patterns, a thought both comforting and disconcerting. The wise student, such as yourself, will learn from it.
Alright, and there we go. That seems to conclude our class of History of Magic. And we got a couple cool things to include in our room of requirements now. So that's History of Magic class for you here at Hogwarts. Alright, so the next thing that we can do for a side quest in trying to take Harlow down is speaking with Natty. So let's go find her and let's take down Harlow. Let's complete that side quest line.
I have been meaning to speak with you.
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
You may not realize it, but you are the talk of the school since you saved me that day.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud.
If she knew any more about what I've done, she would never let me out of her sight again.
I'm sorry. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him, whether it is us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a neighbor who was ill, and so my father and I were galloping in the savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe, and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. We were on our way home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear. Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive today. My mother and I tried to go on without him, but it became too much for us there. A few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. My father would not want that. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it. I am glad you seem to think so too.
What does your mother think about all of this?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent seer, but I think it bothers her to this day that she did not see my father's death coming. She misses him, as do I. So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice in a small way. But that does not mean that she likes it.
Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. In theory, yes. Although he would worry as my mother does. But I think he, of all people, would understand my persistence. My father never shied away from a fight for good, no matter how ruthless the foe. And I think he would have enjoyed knowing that I had a compatriot like you.
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was. Truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders, beginning with Harlow. And once he is gone, we will turn our attention to Rookwood. We are making progress, and we will succeed. Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
Alright, so there we go. She just kind of wanted to give us a little rundown, and we'll keep on continuing to hunt down Rookwood and Harlow. But for now, let's go talk to Sebastian and his sister, and let's talk about what happened earlier with us. Alright, let's get it down at Feldcroft.
Sebastian, a lost relic from a catacomb which requires a dark sacrifice.
I know how it sounds, but if this can help you, it's worth the risk.
Does Ominous know about this?
He helped find the scriptorium where we discovered Slytherin's spellbook.
Very well. If Ominous will be there, I'll meet you. We don't have much time. Solomon wants to leave Feldcroft.
What? Leave? Never mind. You need to stall him. Buy us time, Anne. Please.
I shall do my best. I'll be in touch.
Solomon can't take Anne from Feldcroft. Where would they go? When would I see her?
Sebastian.
I can't believe my uncle wants to leave Feldcroft. Anne's going to stall him. She must. We need time.
Time? For what?
I've learned more about the relic. I cross-referenced Slytherin's spellbook with everything in the library on relics and dark sacrifices. That's when I realized something. I believe the relic will only work inside the catacomb.
So we have to get Anne to the catacomb and then conduct a sacrifice? Seems risky.
It'll be worth the risk. Our biggest hurdle may be convincing Ominous. And we'll only give this a chance if he's on board.
And we have to keep all of this from your uncle. If he goes to the headmaster, we could be expelled.
Let me handle Ominous this time. As for my uncle, he's not an Auror anymore. What he doesn't know, well, won't hurt us.
Do you think your uncle would tell anyone at the ministry about all of this if he found out?
If he found out, I doubt he'd go to the ministry. He didn't part ways with them well, from what I understand. He won't say, but I believe his strong aversion to dark magic has something to do with his time there. Anne thinks he once decided to fight fire with fire, so to speak, and resorted to using an unforgivable curse in a fight against dark wizards. At least that's what she thought she heard. When he realized what his job had led him to become, he left rather abruptly. So, I'm not sure he'd go to the ministry to report on his own family using dark magic now.
Good luck with Ominous. Until we meet again.
I shall let you know when the four of us should meet at the catacomb. Look for my owl.
Alright, so there's
See
the
you soon.
rundown. And those are the reactions of what happened after Sebastian did what he did with the goblins. So let's go meet up with him and let's continue on our journey. Alright, let's get it.
Nothing pleasant about this coast.
I received your owl. Thank you.
I'm glad you came. I spotted droves of Ranrock's loyalists coming up from the coast. Overheard one of them say they're headed to another cavern, like the one we found. How are they still one step ahead of us? They can't know about the triptych.
I don't know. I did see another memory. This time, it was a keeper named Neve Fitzgerald. She was unnerved by Isadora's use of ancient magic. But I still can't be sure how any of it connects to Ranrock.
These keepers are playing games with you. You need to press them for more information.
It doesn't work like that. To access each of these memories, I have to complete a trial. It's not as easy as you think. They're showing me the memories in a particular order.
Either they don't trust you, or you don't care enough about Anne to ask the difficult questions.
Of course I care, Sebastian. We've come this far. Don't let your frustration get the better of you.
Fine, I'll defer to your keeper friends, for now. But I don't like it.
We don't have a choice. Now, shall we see why the triptych led us here?
Let's go, quickly, before we're spotted. Keep a close eye out. I saw some of Ranrock's crew moving off the path just ahead.
I wonder why.
Raiding, I imagine. This mountain used to safeguard local hamlet valuables. But it's been abandoned ever since Ranrock took hold of the coast.
Right, so let's go look up this relic that Sebastian's been following on about. And, of course, Ranrock's loyalists are there, so let's slowly make our way up. And let's help out Sebastian. And although he's delving into the dark arts, that's not what we want to see. You know, as we can see the dark path it's leading to. And how it's pushing away his closest family. But, you know, he's a friend in need. And I don't think he'll ever stop if we don't move on with this. So, let's take down these loyalists real quick. And let's help him out and help him find the relic. Which in turn might help us down the road in discovering more about the ancient magic that we're desperately seeking out with Professor Fig. What do all of you guys think about the road that Sebastian's going through? I think he's very one-minded, so I think he's very set on helping out his sister and doing it at any cost. And you know, I think that's such a negative impact for him and those around him. So it's a tough road that he's going through. It's a tough road, but hopefully he comes out on top, and hopefully, you know, we can make sure to not let him cross any boundary that'll cause harm. But yeah, it's a tough call, and tough to see what his future lies ahead. So we just gotta keep pushing. We gotta find this relic.
Ranrock's loyalists deserve the same fate. Nice work.
And it's super cool to see how the main storyline and Sebastian's storyline are kind of getting intertwined with one another as we progress further into the mines.
Thestrals overhead. Some consider them a bad omen.
Not everyone does.
I know that.
All right.
I'm making small talk. I'm not going to trek up this mountain in silence.
Here's where we gotta keep singing, you know, Kate Bush is running up that hill, because that's literally what we're doing. But, you know, love that Stranger Things callback. You know, I wonder when that next season's coming out, because, man, last season's ending was really a cliffhanger with Max. But yeah, I'm super excited for that series. It's incredible how far that show's come, and really showcases, even if we were born after the 80s, or even if we were growing up through the 80s, like 40 40 years on, you know, we're still into that culture. And I think, you know, everything pop culture from back in the 80s is relevant till today, and I really enjoy that nostalgic feeling of much simpler times.
I bet the Thestral nest is close by.
And now, you know, the world's so much different. The country we live in is so much different during that time. You know, all the technological innovations and, you know, the way that our society has developed. But yeah, let's move forward and let's defeat these goblin loyalists real quick. And let's go find that relic. Let's go find that relic. I know this isn't Stranger Things, but I'm kind of curious to know who are your guys' favorite characters in Stranger Things, and what story arc of characters do you like to see? I mean, there's so many of them that I like that it's hard to choose one, but let us know in the comments below who's your most favorite. Then, you know, in this game as well, all the new characters, all the professors, all your classmates, I'm also curious to know which one is your guys' favorite so far. I really enjoy, you know, Professor Weasley. I think it's super cool. I think Gareth's pretty cool. Potions Professor's pretty cool. The Herbology Professor's pretty cool. Flying Professor's pretty cool. I mean, all the professors are pretty cool, not gonna lie. I just love that Simon Pegg voices Sirius Nigellus Black. And I love that he's the ancestor of Sirius, as he's one of my favorite characters in the original series. So, let's go talk with Sebastian and see what's up.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking about dead goblins,
You could have got us killed.
but I didn't. Looks like Ranrock's loyalists were heading further up the path.
Let's keep going.
Kind of scary how Sebastian's trying to justify his actions, and he's not seeing all the mayhem he's causing with his actions, and it's sad to see.
Ramrock's gonna make everyone pay.
Anything made from goblin silver belongs to us. Whether it's a sword or a repository, whatever that is.
Did you hear that, Goblin?
Ridiculous notions of ownership.
Let's keep on powering on through and get up this mountain. Now let's go find that relic that Sebastian's looking for. Maybe that'll help us answer some of the ancient magic things that we're solving with Professor Fig. But I think it's admirable how Professor Fig is continuing on his wife's work, and, you know, just goes to show that there were like-minded people, and, you know, really like exploring the history of magic and all that entails, just curious people. And, you know, he's a great mentor for us, looking after us in our 5th year, coming in late to Hogwarts and showing us the rope. And I really like Professor Fig. Yeah, I think he's my favorite professor so far, just simply because we've been spending the most time with him, and he's an awesome character, trying to help us find the ropes to the wizarding world.
I agree. Only good wizards are dead wizard. Ranrock's got that right, and I'll be most keen to help Imperial scholars in that regard.
Here we go, though. I'm thinking the Imperio curse is really, really helpful for us in combat. So, you know, I know it's unforgivable, but I think if we're trying to help our cause, help the good guys, I think it's a little bit justified. But there we go. That's the type of mindset Sebastian has, and, you know, we're having a little bit of influence from him right there, but, you know, we're doing our best, just like he is for his sister, looking out for her. But man, it's scary what that can do. So I also see a flu network right over there, so let's go unlock it real quick. I really like how they incorporated fast travel as the flu network, you know, because that's something that a lot of wizards rely on in the world. So let's go talk to Sebastian real quick.
Sebastian, wait.
Wait? For what? Ugh, why are you suddenly so cautious?
Listen to me. I know you're angry and frustrated, but charging ahead now could undo all the progress we've made. Lord Gok said...
Oh, your goblin friend?
Stop it. That's enough. Not all goblins are like Ranrock. I am not the enemy. We want the same thing. To find answers.
I thought we wanted the same thing.
We do. Listen to me. Lord Gok has insights into Ranrock that we don't. He told me that Ranrock somehow knows about the Keepers and is searching anywhere connected to each of them. That's why they always seem to be one step ahead. I know what I'm doing. You need to trust me, or I don't see that we can continue together.
Fine. Fine. I'm sorry. I'm letting my emotions get the better of me. And I have been for a while. I do trust you. And I don't think I can help Anne without you.
Good. Ranrock clearly knows more than we thought. We need to be careful and do this right, not just go charging in. We have our work cut out for us. We need to work together if we're going to find the final piece to the triptych.
Agreed.
There we go. We just had a little bit of a heart-to-heart with Sebastian. You know, talking about our emotions getting the best of us. And, you know, it's important for us to understand where both of us are coming from. But let's go search for the runes, you know, indicating
So
ancient
far, so
magic
good.
with Sebastian. So
Charming.
let's get through this cave, this dungeon, so to speak.
How fitting.
And let's figure out what we came here for. But here we go. We got some spiders we have to take care of. But we're also level 27 now. And I heard that the highest level in this game is level 40. So we've been progressing through this game really well. And have been leveling up really well as well. And you know, we're such a powerful wizard now compared to when we first started. And just goes to show, you know, we're almost at level 28 and we're slowly making our progress way forward. So looks like some of the spiders might have got to the goblins, so we can see to the left. But these spiders can be scary throughout this game, but you know, they are pretty repetitive. You find them all across the world, but you know, I think they're just living life, and we're kind of invading their space. But there we go. We got the matriarch, who's level 28, which makes her red compared to us. So that's a little bit scary, but so far we haven't had problems. So we'll continue on and try and make as much progress as we can. Alright, well, let me move ahead from when we're done finishing off these spiders in combat. So let's do that right now, and we'll see you in a minute. Alright, so here we are. We just finished beating the spiders around us, and you can see those bubbling nests, so to speak. If we don't get to it quick enough, the spiders emerge out of it.
Not really my style. A bit much, if you ask me.
So, oh man, we got more spiders to get through. So we'll skip ahead to when we defeat them, and we'll see you in a minute. Alright, so here we are. We just are almost done with the spiders over here. Not much to worry about. I think that's the last of them. And here we got signs of ancient magic with the runes. So let's unlock this last one, I believe. Or there might be one more. Okay, there's one more. So what I learned is there's always 3 runes to hit before we can open a door for each part of the world, each part of the game. So if you ever play this game, you know, that's something to note. Here we go. We got open space. Looks like, oh man, we're gonna have to fight a troll. So these guys have very good defense and take a while to defeat. So without further ado, let's take down this troll with Sebastian. Alright, let's get it. Level 28, a red level. so it's a little higher than us. But I love how we can use the rocks that they throw at us to damage them. So we put Imperial on him, and he's gonna help us take down these spiders. So that'll come quite in handy. So let's take care of the other ones that don't have the troll's attention, and we'll also try and take down the troll eventually as well. So let's get it. Let's get it. But who would have thought that we'd be fighting trolls in this game? I think that's such a cool inclusion throughout this game. And they're one of the most rewarding enemies to defeat, because throughout the world they have these troll caves, and if you can defeat them, they give you pretty good items to progress in the story. So let's take this troll out as soon as possible, and let's progress through as fastly as we can and figure out the story of ancient magic, and maybe help Sebastian find the rune that he was talking about. But we also got this troll under our Imperious curse, so he is not in the mind of trying to attack us, but he just broke out of it. So let's hit him again and make it so he won't attack us, and we can get our shots in and defeat him. So we'll move ahead to when the troll is defeated, and then we'll progress on further into this dungeon. But look at this combo I'm having. 120. That's pretty incredible. So, alright, we'll see you when we defeat the troll. Alright, so here we are. We just defeated the troll, and that moves us up to level 28 out of 40. But considering we came from level 1 and didn't know anything about the Wizarding World, to be able to be where we are is incredible. Alright, so here we are in the same room. All we had to do to move forward was fix
That was a piece
this
of work.
staircase. And look at how incredibly powerful our Reparo spell is. That thing was in shambles, but we just made it just brand new. Here we go, we got some things to collect. Let's get some coins, is that you can never have enough coins over here. And here we go, we found another note of Isadora, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so looks like Isadora was here, and our way forward is to move this box so we can progress up. So very excited to see what type of things lie ahead. And how do you guys like my new appearance? I just love the top hats in this game. It's incredible to see, and we just look like the Mad Hatter, you know, from Alice in Wonderland.
Well worth it.
But I feel like we're really close. We're really close to the end of this dungeon, end of this level. So let's go find the triptych. That'll come quite in handy. Here we are, got a bunch of moonstone. Got some coin as well. And we got another note from Isadora, so let's go check it out. These notes of Isadora that have been sprinkled throughout the game have been very instrumental in helping us understand her thought process.
Good news?
And, you know, part of her journey that hasn't always been cleared up by just the cutscenes itself. And how do you guys feel about that in games when they express the story through notes as well, rather than just through the cutscenes? You know, I think there's so much more that the developers can build upon in terms of the story by telling it through the notes. So let's blast through these rocks real quick, and we'll move on forward. Can't wait to see that. Looks like I'm not using the right spell, so we're gonna have to use this one to push the rocks forward.
Almost as good as
There
if
we
I'd done it
go. We got a
myself.
little bit of a hidden passage to move forward.
This place can't
Gotta
have
mind
belonged
the
to
gap
only
there real
Isadora.
quick. Got a chest to the side, but our gear slot's filled as always. And looks like we got runes to activate. So I just saw 2 of them, one on the right and one straight ahead. So let's find where the third one is, because there's always 3, right? So it might be to our left.
Another
Would be
rune
my best
symbol.
guess.
Feel as if I should be fluent in
And there
runic
we go.
language by
I
now.
think it's to the left behind this wall. So
Accio.
let's go break through. And let's hit the last rune to open the way forward. Here we go. We are in the chamber. So
Isadora must have honed her skill with ancient magic here.
let's go explore a little bit. And there we go. We found the last letter from Isadora. We got 7 of 7. So make sure to collect all these notes because they explain a lot of her thought process and how she came about this magic.
I know
and
from
how
the
she
memories I've
thinks
seen that the Keepers and Isadora didn't see eye to eye on the use of ancient magic.
it'll
I
help
wish you could
those
see one of her
around her.
memories.
Just throughout this level alone, we've learned quite a bit. So let's investigate the chamber a little more, because I'm sure there might be a couple other things to look forward
The
to.
final canvas piece to the triptych. We've done it!
Isadora should not have had to keep all this secret.
I know from the memories I've seen that the Keepers and Isadora didn't see eye to eye on the use of ancient magic. But I don't understand why she seems to have gone to such great lengths to tell her story without their knowledge.
I wish you could see one of her memories.
So do I.
Perhaps completing the triptych will shed more light on all of this.
There we go. We found the triptych, the final piece for the one that we have in the room. So let's go back to Hogwarts and use the magic passageway. And let's put the triptych back together and figure out what we have to find out about ancient magic. But going on this mission with Sebastian has been paying dividends as we can finish the triptych and see what it will finally reveal. That should be very interesting and very rewarding. So let's go place it into the canvas of
This
the
is
triptych.
it.
Don't keep me in suspense. Go on, place it.
Alright, here we go. We've placed it in place and it's fully revealed where the area is. So there we go. We got the pensive.
Another
So it looks
pensive.
like we got
This is
another
what we've
memory
been chasing.
to check out about ancient magic. Alright, I'm super excited and cannot wait.
I wonder.
There we go. There's the pensive. And I wonder
Let's
whose
find
memory
out.
it'll be. Should be very exciting to see and to find out.
I cannot bring my brother back, Father. But I can give you peace. Please, have a seat.
Isadora, we are all most intrigued to hear.
We're ready. I've something to show you. Father, these are my colleagues from Hogwarts. Father hasn't spoken since my brother died. On my travels, I confirmed that which I've always believed. That we have the power to take away pain.
Isadora. What have you
you done?
I took his pain.
Thank you.
That worked.
It did indeed.
Of course it did. It's goblin silver.
I need something much bigger.
All right. It would help if you could tell me more about what it is you're storing.
Magic. Left over from a spell I devised to remove pain, but if used correctly, its power can be used to do even more good.
Why would you want to store such magic away?
I only need to keep it safe until I can convince my colleagues of its worth. Magic like this unnerves some.
Not everyone's ready to wield such power.
Perhaps not. But someone will be.
She took away the pain. I knew it. I knew there was a way to help Anne.
Something isn't right, Sebastian.
What do you mean? You saw what she did.
No, not the memories, the portrait. I think the reason Isadora hasn't appeared is because she can't.
I don't follow.
We have seen that view before. The abandoned home in Felgroth, the destroyed painting, it was her.
So someone destroyed a bit of enchanted canvas, but we found the memory.
Yes, you're right.
We saw what she wanted us to see. We saw what she could do, what you can do.
But I don't know how to do what Isadora did.
Well, then you shall learn. The Keepers can teach you.
I'm not sure that they would. The Keepers believe that removing someone's ability to feel pain, it's a highly complicated, unpredictable form of magic. One that should be wielded with great care. If at all.
If at all? You've overcome all of their challenges. You've more than proven yourself. You can wield it. You have the ability. Please, talk to the Keepers. If not for me, then for Anne.
Oh man, it's kind of tough that Sebastian saw that memory, because I don't know, he's falling into the same thing as Isadora is.
Why did the Keepers want to keep Isadora quiet? Why destroy her portrait?
Yeah, that's tough to see. It's kind of providing false hope. I'm not sure what happens to Isadora, but she's going down a dark path just like Sebastian is. But this was a very awesome mission, and I can tell we're coming really close to the end, and so far I've really been enjoying the game. Hopefully you guys are too. So thank you for the support, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.